Okoye. It's so good to have you on the show for today. I hope you slept well, and thank you so much for always waking up with us on Good Morning Anambra, our breakfast show. You're welcome. We begin the show with a press review.
We begin the program by bringing to you news making rounds on ABS websites, and the very first story we have for you this morning is Soludo tells market in Onitsha interacts with traders. Commercial bus drivers in Onitsha laud Soludo on quality road infrastructure. Aga and Sube Ward 2 holds youth rally in support of Soludo. Anambra State government restates commitments to adolescent-friendly health services. And we have 4 former members of Operation Udogachi arraigned in court for felony. EU partners Nigeria on agriculture, and also we have pollution. Dozens of people hospitalized in Tunisia. On the sporting note, we have World Cup qualifier Nigeria beats Benin Republic 4-0. That's all we have for you on ABS website. Quickly, let's begin to talk about the election that is fast approaching. Barely a month, and it will be an election, and now we can still campaign.
All right, sorry, we have to bring in our guest. Chidubem Ezekwa is our guest this morning, and of course, Chidubem will be here to help analyze the papers. How are you, Chidubem?
I'm fine.
You're welcome to. We're good. You're welcome. All right. A lot of stories have been reeled out. I think Soludo visiting market, there's one significant thing he did there, by saying that every traffic offense in Anambra State will attract, I think, 10,000 naira.
At most.
Yes, okay. You had the news. Yes. So let us understand what actually he meant by that.
The Anambra Road Traffic Management Agency, known as ATMA, according to some people, been involved in plenty of excesses and escapades. And that is the reason why people have complained and complained and complained. At a time, in 2022, it was 50,000 naira for some offenses, 35,000 for some offenses.
Even to urinate is more than 10,000.
Of course, for some offenses.
Urinate in the bush.
Honestly speaking, and these people were intimidating people. However, I don't encourage people breaking traffic laws.
Yeah.
But these people were intimidating people. They were doing a lot of things on the road to some extent.
And they will even fight you.
Exactly. And then before you know what is going on, before you can explain, I'm coming. Okay, one day at Thameside, I think it's in Junction again. Somebody was trying to buy something, like he was inside his car, trying to talk to somebody by the side of the road. They had already come to the front. And the way they come like unknown government, the way they come like unknown government, you will start wondering, say, before you know it, government officials are the ones attacking you like common criminals. They will not come to the front, and then they'll put something in the front of your tire, tie something, they'll start making video. But somebody who is hypertensive, there's a man I know that's hypertensive that almost lost his life because of this thing. The man was explaining, okay, yes, wait, so this is what you could do here? So what if I had died? What if I didn't take my medicine this morning before coming out? If I had collapsed here, you'll be telling me that I died because you want to correct me for traffic offense. And lots of things, 50,000, 30,000, 40,000. Minimum wage is 70,000. That means if somebody has 10 children, 70,000, and you have 10 children, what is the meaning of minimum wage? Amount of money that you can spend per day. So 70,000 divided by 30 days, let's say 30 days, is what you can spend per day. That means, when you finish taking that amount of money, 70,000, you now bring out 50 from the 70.
and paid them.
We then still pay rent.
So in other words, what Soludo did is right. So the maximum one can pay is 10,000 naira.
Yes.
All right, let's see other stories. Okay, okay.
Well, still talking on the ABS website, let's see something there. Four former members of Operation Odugachi arraigned. That's more like similar to the operation mode of ATMA officials. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Ndagune Chamber, a particular branch of Agone.
Do they have branch?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
This is Udogachi. Yes, like that particular branch known as Udogachi. Peace must reign. They have a very nice mantra. They have a very nice catchphrase. The fonsetorico of their existence, the reason for their creation is fantastic. When they came, they were very supercalifragilistic. They were explicitly wonderful. They did wonderfully well. Before you know what is going on, excesses. Let's do some small things. But however, you cannot completely lampoon. You cannot completely write off the entire union, the entire body, as a result of one person's.
But Chidubem, there's something I would want you to really look at. You know, is there any possibility of government trying to draw a line of the activities this Udogachi carries out? Because police will stand on the road and block roads with tires and whatever, and extort money from people. Udogachi also has joined in that, and people have been saying it. Initially, when they started, it was in the night around the DMGS on it. People videoed them, and the video trended, and nothing was said about it, and it continued.
They even have a branch at Isu.
Yes.
Boundary between Okpona and Isu.
I think from Unizik, right?
Yeah,
I've seen them there. So I don't know what actually is going on. That this trended over the social media. People got their videos and shared it, but nothing was done about it. Till today, they are still standing on the roads.
This is the reason people are so scared. People dread that language, that term, state policing. Even though technically there is no state policing, but you would agree with me that under the carpet there is state policing, even though they bear another name, but they are state policing. These are things that scare people. And most times, like, they believe that, okay, that once somebody is wearing shirts and trousers, the person is a fraudster. And you forget that people wearing agbada, kunkusa, and the rest of them can also be hired assassins with corpses in their boots. You see them, well done, sir, salute, and they pass. Government can actually draw a line. Because you cannot tell me that they are now bigger than government.
And
they were created by
their
government.
modus operandi should be made known to the citizens.
Exactly. Well, I believe that there's actually going to be some kind of amelioration in that aspect, because it's beginning to get down.
All right, let's see the outcome of their arraignment. Anyway, let's move on now to the dailies. The Daily Sun is the first paper we are reviewing this morning. Let's see. PDP leaders fight in court over convention. We have riders there. Damago, legal advisor, clash over council representation. And we also have reps wade into a federal government ASO dispute. NLC issues 2-week ultimatum to federal government. Halt dirty money influx. IMF warns Nigeria. Others. Electoral reforms. ADC rejects proposal to hold election in November 2026. Says it would undermine governance in Nigeria. Federal government issues a new tertiary institution. I can't see what is under there. And of course, okay, I think that has to deal with the issue that mathematics should no longer be required for people doing arts to gain admission into our universities. I think that's the story. Let's move on now to the Punch newspaper before we comment. Edu ailing finance minister flown abroad for treatment. Okay, in the abroad, people keep getting money from these people. Court adjourns suit seeking to stop PDP convention strike. National Assembly waiting to ASU FG dispute. Enugu governor, 3 Kaduna reps dump PDP for APC. Marketers blame depots as petrol nears 1,000 naira per litre. Fresh hike worsens inflation fears. Commuters face higher transport fares. Dangote targets 600 million liters supply to stabilize market. Calls mount for government intervention. Expert query deregulation claims. We also see acting INEC chair outline plans for Anambra poll. Ekiti poll, APC adopts consensus as Oyebanji's rival withdraws. Court orders exhumation, autopsy of Afriland Towers fire victims. Tinubu hails Eagles as Osime fires Nigeria to World Cup playoffs. All right. I don't know. Court ordering exhumation, autopsy of Afriland Towers fire. Does it mean, are they trying to tell us that it's no longer fire that killed them? They are suspecting something else?
Well, they will still explain to us. You understand? They will still explain to us.
After how many months?
Because this type of
by
thing,
now, those people will they not be decayed?
Let us just allow them to finish their investigation. See that particular matter, I don't want to comment on it until they are done with what they are doing. Because I'm sure that they will still make plenty discoveries. You can't make autopsy at this point.
Okay.
Nigeria, you never cease to amuse us.
Okay.
Minister flown abroad. Initially, they said that he was here and that there was nothing wrong.
But I told you now.
And gradually,
it's like I'm a messiah.
And gradually now he has
been flown abroad.
He has been flown abroad. So the question is, are people in government in Nigeria, are they above policy
The law.
or even passing on?
You see, I don't have a problem with somebody being flown abroad for treatment. Where do I have a problem? Demarketing the nation. Oh yes, it is your fundamental human right to decide, will I go to this place or will I go to that place? It is your exclusive preserve and singular prerogative to go to where you please. That's your business. But however, you are a member of the Federal Executive Council. You must show good example to the people out there. When they announce we have built a world-class hospital, we have put a hospital in place, just like what happened in Edo State, where the immediate past administration commissioned the ultra-modern hospital, only for us to discover in the present administration that 70% of the blocks of the hospital are uncompleted buildings. And they only painted Nigeria, let's see the edit. And they only covered some parts and they repainted some parts. And they then commissioned it. Alobella. So I wish him speedy recovery, But this is a call for tremendous amelioration. 2020 would have taught us all the lessons that we ought to learn if we really wanted to learn. During that COVID, when all the borders were closed, COVID was killing the rich and hunger and poverty was killing the poor. It was a bilateral modus of explicit poverty, explicit pauperization of the entire nation and the entire world. And I expected everybody to learn. With all my money, with all my billions, I cannot skedaddle or abscotulate abroad as I always do. I cannot amscray abroad as I always do. I am now confined. I am now incarcerated. I am now in prison.
So you should have taught them some lessons.
Exactly. But they did not learn. They are swinging the axe of joke, swinging the axe of vengeance. And trust me, it will first of all hit their own head before it will get to the normal people.
All right, Chidubem, I don't know what actually is going on with our education system. I know that before now, if you're an art student, you're not much into mathematics.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I didn't even know when they made it a compulsory that you must have maths
Yes.
for you to read law or maybe to read mass communication
Yes.
and business administration. Okay, business administration is
Some mathematics too.
should be
Business.
but there are core
I have a millions.
so what actually is going on with education institution going forth and back? Does it mean the real people that are supposed to be in these sectors to make decisions for the education sector in Nigeria are not there?
Okay. Mma abụọ dị bụ onye ụbịam. Nke nwere isi adịrọ nkọ, nke dị nkọ enwere isi. That is the problem. I cannot believe that after 65 years of independence, we are still apotheosizing and deifying ridiculous trivial matters. Okay, now, we are even going far. Let me draw back and point the flashlight to another dimension. Engineering is done for 5 years in Nigeria, for example. Abroad is done for 3 years. Why? Because the first 2 years of an engineering student is wasting time. GS 109, GS 107, that's Igbo language, English language, social studies. So what is the business of an engineer with these things? Once you go abroad, what they call their first year is what we call our third year here in Nigeria. They go straight. You are from what department? MME. Metallurgical and materials engineering. Enter the metal industry quickly. You are from petroleum, enter petroleum. You are from here, straight. You go and learn your craft and go your way. All these things are absolutely ridiculous. Say you want mathematics. Anyway, when I saw the news yesterday, I was looking at the mirror because I was like, my life has been better since I learned how to stand in front of a mirror, looking in the mirror while reading the headlines of some papers. Because I just have to look. Sometimes I look at the mirror and be like, chai, so I'm still in this country. It is a pitiable and lugubriously sardonic occurrence. Let me answer it finally. It is nonsensical that it is at this point that we are trying to discuss this issue. Somebody who is an arts student has no business with mathematics, and they need to rejig the entire educational system of Nigeria. Do you know that? Okay, now let's say 70,000 naira minimum wage. One of my secondary school teachers who has gone abroad, he left 2 years ago, was telling me that he makes more than his monthly salary in a day.
You're talking of a day. Some people make
in hours.
Depending on the country where the person is. Yes.
Now,
some people make their monthly allowance here
in a day.
Within hours. Yes.
And the man was like, that oh no, that he was standing at the assembly ground one day and looking at the principal. The principal, level 17, the highest level. And the man was asking himself, I was born in 1991. I'm still fresh. Look at the kind of wonderful qualifications I have. And what I'm aspiring to be, as far as this job is concerned, is to be like this woman now that is addressing me that her life is not okay. This is nonsense. So, this woman now that has done this job that I am only 3 years in, this woman that has done this job for 32 years cannot buy a car, cannot get a comfortable thing for herself. That means when I am getting to 35 years, I have been programmed, my psychosomatic physiognomy, my neurocranium has been programmed to be explicitly discombobulated without any recourse to the combobulation and recalibration. That is just the way it is. So it is a pity. We need to rejig the entire educational system of Nigeria from the beginning to the end. Even this issue of ASU, every day I go for the UTAS, IPPIS, we are going on strike, we threaten, people will collect money and go away. If we really know what we are doing in this country, teachers and doctors are supposed to be on a different divide. Teachers and doctors are supposed to be on a different divide. And then those who are on the media, people like you people, are actually supposed to be on a different divide. These are special people as far as the country is concerned. And then you have those who are in the law, and those who are in the judiciary will now be on another side. This is how to divide things. How to jump back everybody minimum wage, both those that go to work once in a while. I have people who work in INEC. How many times do they go to work? But whenever you talk about minimum wage, everybody comes to the divide. It is nonsensical. Nah, alone.
Let's go to the next newspaper, and that should be the Vanguard newspaper for review this morning. And then let's begin with the stories making rounds on the mast of the Vanguard newspaper. Dangote Refinery deploys CNG trucks to distribute petrol at 850 naira per liter.
It's still very high.
Why I jumped PDP for APC? That's coming from a bar.
Do you need the explanation?
I want to dump the mandate that took you there. Okay, maths. Just like we're talking, no longer compulsory for arts candidates. That's coming from the federal government. And then we have a writer that says approves new admission guidelines. Defections, we want Nigerians of APC's one-party game plan. That's coming from Mwabara. Also now, the big headline here screaming illegal financing outflows worsening Nigeria's revenue problem, coming from the IMF. With writers that saying promises renewed focus on tracing such flows to plot fiscal leakages. Upgrades Nigeria's 2025 economic growth forecast to 3.9%, cites stronger domestic fundamentals, calls for credible fiscal monetary policies, downgrades global economic growth forecast to 2.8%. And now we have Madagascar's president flees as court declares seat vacant, names army chief new leader. And then we have Okpebolo to commissioners, always wear Tinubu's cap during ESCO meeting.
Ew, Chimo.
Well, ASU reps move to avert breakdown in varsity system. NLC draws battle line with federal government over education crisis. 2026 World Cup qualifiers, South Africa celebrates as Osimhen sends Nigeria to playoff. I can't help but laugh. On
Because
let's go to the next paper before we begin to talk. And that's the newspaper. PDP postpones next meeting indefinitely. And then I'm beginning to wonder what's the Bismarck picture doing there. And then we have our ASU's action allegedly sabotage federal government's truth efforts. And we have federal government approves new admission reforms, raises tertiary intake to 1 million yearly. APC consolidates power as Anambra ends PDP's 26-year reign in Enugu State. IMF Cardoso isolate Nigeria from global uncertainty, raise growth prospects. Tinubu to ECOWAS declares stolen mineral resources an international crime. Declare stolen mineral resources an international crime. Okay. Senate seeks repatriation of Nigerian women, children in Libyan prisons. States, businesses embrace 3 billion solar fund as national grid wobbles. 70% of women on death row now in Nigeria are mothers. Study reveals. Really? Wow. Power plants operating below 40% capacity as grid voltage exceeds limits. Wait, before I don't
you know,
you can't even wait for me to finish.
Cha because there are people that doesn't wear cap. There are people that don't wear cap, that don't like wearing cap. So why must you impose it on people to wear Tinubu's cap while coming for meeting?
Who said that? Like you know, well,
there are things you hear in this country and you say,
okay. Well, you see, for me as a person, that one is their business.
It's their business that if you're among the ESCOs and you don't wear cap, you'll be forced to be wearing cap.
Like that one is their business, because if you start asking them now, they will twist it and tell you that it's based on trying to create uniform appearance, you know, trying to make it look good. Not look good or look good. So that
Uniform
nice.
appearance. Don't Edo people have their own cultural way?
I understand what you're saying, but I am telling you what they will say, that, you know, progressives are working together. I was watching the governor of Enugu State yesterday when he was giving his speech about the campaign, and I asked myself a question. I called some of my friends who are in Enugu, just like I did when it came to Delta State. When Governor Sheriff Oborewori decamped to APC, and I called my friends who were working for Senator Ovie Oma Agege. How far? They are looking at me. I've called those in APC now.
In Enugu.
How far? They are looking at me. You people were the ones that said, because I always like reminding people, look at what you said yesterday. And Nigerians forget history. Nigerians forget history. Even after they have perused the pericles fastidiously and meticulously, they still become oblivious when it comes to history. What will happen to the APC structure that happened to be the opposition before? They have dissolved everything because the governor is coming. Everybody will now change their ideology. Everybody will now change their mindset. Everybody will change their psychology. Everybody will change their reasoning. Why? Because the source of income has changed. You understand? It has never been about loyalty to the people. Honorable Patrick Obayabon said, as a leader, you have loyalty to your party, loyalty to the nation, and loyalty to your conscience. That for him as an individual, loyalty to his conscience comes first, loyalty to the nation comes second, and loyalty to party comes third. Ask these people now. Yesterday, APC was evil. Everybody was hailing him. Everybody was angry that, okay, look, APC is evil, PDP is performing. And now that he has joined APC, what are they saying? What will they say? On the other hand, I will also tell people, are we really supporting a party or are we supporting the candidate? Sometimes you see people hailing you, lauding you, showering encomiums on you because you are saying what they want to hear, because you are in a party that they seem to like. Once you join another camp, vituperations and criticisms and animadversion will bury you. They will destroy you with a lot of evil statements. It's a pity. Well, they will still decamp. However, about the issue of PDP, they have complained and complained. One party state, one party this, and they forget that they were the ones that started it. There was time in Nigeria that out of 36 states, 31 or 32 governors were all PDP. APC is still at, I think Governor Bana will make it 27 governors, or so 27 or 26 governors now, and they are still planning to grab more. PDP started this. It's unfortunate that nature, when the hammer of karma comes, it will be when it will be so unbearable for everybody. So let everybody be enjoying their time. It is APC's time today. It was PDP's yesterday. Only God knows where to be tomorrow, because all these people will still decamp. It is permanent interest,
all right.
Permanent ideology.
All right, let's move on. Our time is fast running. Let's see other papers. Daily Trust is next in our lineup. IMF raises Nigeria's 2025 growth to 3.9%. Miriam Sanda, husband's family split over pardon. Mathematics no longer compulsory. We've seen that. Taraba governor, other bigwigs, IAPC, Odimma. Orphanage owner remanded over abduction of 600 children. Away. Military takes over as Madagascar president impeached. ADC rejects the November 2026 date for general elections. Nigeria missed automatic World Cup sport, heads for playoffs. Then quickly, the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have PDP suffers multiple losses in Enugu, Bauchi, and Kaduna. Jim Ovia reaffirms Zenith Bank's commitment to shareholder value. FG drops mathematics, we've seen that. And other stories there, Ekiti. Coast clears for Oyebanji as APC adopts consensus option to pick governorship candidate. Oborewori flags over reconstruction of Warri Sapele Benin Road. Health. Brain disorder kills 11 million yearly, affects 40% of global population. That's a report coming from the WHO. Nigeria secures Shell's $2 billion offshore gas project. IMF raises Nigeria's, okay, we've seen that. ASU strike, okay, we've seen that also. Now, I don't know which of the stories we're going to look at.
The last paper before we begin to look into
Okay.
it. That's the Authority newspaper.
All right.
With the banner headline screaming why APC is conquering South is coming from the Vice President, Shetima. And we have writers there saying formally welcomes Governor Umba to ruling party. And then we have says defection and exposes cracks in PDP. Well, from the picture there you can see if Umba is actually happy or worried doing the right thing.
The facial expression.
Okay, next let's see. Launch investigation into excessive charges. Well, that's well overdue. INEC acting chair meets political parties, pledges credible Guba polls in Anambra. And then we have Nigeria secures Shell's $2 billion offshore project as second major gas investment. Kudos. Nigeria NTGS deepening collaboration towards universal hand hygiene. Why I was absent from Council of State meeting weekend? Well, do you need to tell us? Kebbi lawmakers pledge collaboration with media for enhanced publicity. Reps urge expedited establishment of Ibom Deep Sea project. And then we have Tinubu sends Amopetun's name to Senate for confirmation as INEC chairman. Well, that's all we have on the front page of the Authority newspaper.
I would respond to this thing by Wiki. Why I was absent from Council of State meeting. The reason he did that is because there were rumors from days ago that one, he was sick. Two, that there is a rift between him and
the
President Tinubu, which when he was flagging off, or was it a commissioning project yesterday, he responded to it. That he went to attend to other matters and he sent his Minister of State to go and represent him. So that one is already cleared, you know. And when it comes to the man that's the FCT minister, whatever else he is, he's a performer. I always give it to him when it comes to delivering quality project.
Okay, can we look at this story? Nigeria securing Shell's $2 billion offshore project as second major gas investment. Does it mean at least for some time the cost of all these petroleum products will come down? I don't know. What does that mean?
If only I can borrow Governor Peter Mba's facial expression right now. That is what we need to express this imbroglio, this impasse, and this quagmiring physiognomical setting. That is what, because I keep saying this, it is a wonderful thing. We have read plenty of wonderful stories in Nigeria. We have read very wonderful stories, very remarkable stories. Result. Result. Where is the result? The common man out there does not know all these things you are saying. All these $10 billion we have, they will use a very wonderful word. We have macadamized and tried to subsidize. They don't want to know. What they are waiting for is, when will this thing reflect? It is a very, very wonderful thing, honestly speaking. It's a very wonderful thing, but when will it reflect? I sincerely pray that everything goes well. I pray that everything goes well.
Okay, let's see this other story. I am talking about IMF, Cardoso, that is our central bank governor, talking about this uncertainty of Nigeria's growth, and they're pegging it at 2.8. We saw in one paper, and the other paper we saw 3.9. And last week, you understand, that was when it was being said that he wasn't sick. They were meant to go for a meeting with the IMF and the rest of it all. Now this week, we've seen that it's been flown abroad. And there was a meeting they were meant to have with the IMF and the World Bank and the rest of it all. And now this projection is telling us that the story is even IMF raises Nigeria's 2025 growth to 3.9. IMF will raising our group. Does it mean that the Edu and his economic team don't even know or have the statistics? IMF will now be the one that will sit down and be giving us the statistics and the rest of it all. What's your take on that?
Yeah, when I see news like that, I first of all ask myself, the people reporting this news, from where did they get it? That's number one. Then number two, all these unnecessary powers that we allow outsiders to get, all this unnecessary ridiculous influence that we allow outsiders to have over us due to our own incessant corruption and malversation, we are the ones that will pay the price. It's unfortunate that things are not regulated, you know, things are not really regulated. I just pray that it's not what I'm thinking right now, but let me just be watching this thing. At least from now till the next 1 month, let me see what they will say. Maybe by then they will remove these dots and tell you there's no longer 3.9%, but 39%.
All right.
Week, they will not divide it by 100 and you'll be seeing 0.39.
All right.
In this country, if they upload what happens in Nigeria on Netflix, we'll be getting billions of views.
All right.
They will
All right.
premium.
All right. We can actually go on and on, but that's the much you can take on the press review for want of time. And for us to do other things on the show, we'd like to appreciate you so much, Chitubem, for your time on Good Morning Anambra Press Review. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's just about it. Do sit back as we bring you other programs on Good Morning Anambra Show.